What's up, guys? This is Luke from Luke's Garage Gym. Bring you guys a brand new video. In today's video, I'm gonna do a comparison of this Major Fitness Raptor F22 and comparing it with the Spirit B52 from Major Fitness. Which one would make the most sense for you guys in your home gym? Let's see and find out. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, guys, before we get started on the comparison of these two racks from Major Fitness, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to push this video across the world, baby. My name is Luke from Luke's Garage Gym. I do home gym reviews, tips, and tricks show that you out there can get jacked in your home gym. Before we get started on the comparison, guys, I am affiliated with Major Fitness. I've done a lot of videos with them from YouTube Shorts and Instagram posts, TikTok posts. And I would really appreciate it if you guys are interested in buying from them. I have an affiliate link in the description on my website partner page. When you use that link, it gives a kickback to me, the creator, to just help me in my home gym content journey. It really means a lot. And if you buy Major Fitness products and you're really satisfied and you buy it through my link, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll post a picture of you with the rack to give you a shout out for helping me out with my home gym journey. So appreciate you guys using that link. So today's video, guys, I want to do a comparison of two of their most popular models, the Spirit B52 and then the Raptor F22. Just for people out there that are on the fence of which one makes the most sense for them, what I want to do is break down both pieces and then give you my honest take on what would make the most sense for people out there looking at Major Fitness products and which squat rack would make the most sense in their home gym space. So the first thing I want to talk about is the dimensions of both these racks, so you have an idea of what you're working with space-wise, because everyone has a different garage gym, home gym space to work with. So starting with the dimensions and a closer up look of the Spirit B52 from Major Fitness, let's take a look. So taking a closer look at this, guys, this again is made of 2x3 14 gauge steel, and it's a 405-pound rack, and the height of it is 82.5 inches, with the rack width being 78.8 inches, and then the rack depth is 65.3 inches, and then the inside width of the rack is 42.7 inches. Talking dimensions with this rack, so obviously the Spirit B52 does take up a little bit more space because of the Smith machine it has to offer, but it is obviously going to be a little bit heavier as well because it has a lot more attached to this rack compared to the Raptor F22. Talking weight capacities that this Spirit B52 has to offer, so your dip bars right here, which hook into the uprights here, can hold up to 600 pounds. So obviously I weigh 205 pounds. You have a lot of wiggle room to do weighted pull-ups where you're not going to max this thing out. And then the pull-up bar is the same thing. The pull-up bar is 600 pounds. So again, you can do weighted pull-ups with this machine here. And then the J hooks hold up to 1,000 pounds, which that's nice to hear because it has a higher weight capacity if you're wanting to do your Olympic lifts outside of the rack and not use the Smith machine. The spotter arms here hold up to 800 pounds, which is, can withstand a lot of impact if you're having to drop it doing, a bench or a squat. And then also too, on the backside, you have your weight horns that can hold a couple hundred pounds of plates on the backside for that extra stability. So you're making sure, this thing weighs over 400 pounds, but you have weights on the backside too. You're gonna really not have much wiggle here with this rack. So talking adjustability with the Spirit B52, you have 14 adjustments on the outside of the uprights here for different variations of movements and whatever works with your height. So again, I'm 6 foot. You can tell I have a little bit of space left on the top of here. I did have a buddy who was 6'10", squatting inside of this with the Smith machine, because obviously you have more room here inside the rack if you're taller, which is nice too. And then the Smith machine, okay, right here, has 10 different adjustments, and this can hold up to 330 pounds. And this is an Olympic bar they have in here. This isn't a hollow shafted bar that's honestly junk. This is a legit, barbell with the knurling, which is nice. Obviously, 330 pounds might not be the greatest thing you want to hear, but most people who are starting out, because these racks are really honestly great for beginners or maybe even an intermediate lifter. That's a lot for most people for benching or squatting or maybe doing a rack pull or a row. Okay, that'll do the job for, again, most people. So talking the cables and the cable adjustments. So there are 17 different adjustments with their cable system for varying different exercises that you want to hit on both sides. So again, this is obviously a 2-to-1 ratio. So this is an individual set of pulley systems here. So that 2-to-1 means if you were to put a 10 on each side, it's actually half of that. But again, if you had a 10 on each side, a 10 on each side over here, and you put these together, then you'd actually have the actual weight that you have on it. So keep that in mind, guys. And also too, to add what this has here is you have an adjustable foot plate down here. There's 3 different slots that you can use for when you're sliding this down to do, a single arm row or a seated row with the Spirit B52. So also too, to add, the hole sizes are 1 inch. That could be compatible with different rack attachments, but they have to offer, lever arms, leg extension attachment. They have a shoulder raise attachment, which I like to do a video on in the future, so that you can even add more versatility to either the Spirit B52 or the Raptor F22 or other racks they have to provide on their website. And also to add to, with the Spirit B52, it also has, back here you have your storage. It comes with this curl bar, this lap bar, this landmine attachment, which again, you have your landmine, your 360 landmine down here to do your various, landmine movements. It does not, a lot of people ask, Luke, does this come with the bar and weights? It does not, that is sold separately, but you do have the Olympic Smith machine bar in the Spirit B52. And obviously, if you guys want more workouts and more, stability aspect, how this is, I have a lot of videos. I've done single videos on this rack or the other racks too. This is more just a comparison, breaking everything down. So again, just by coming on these dip bars or even coming up here and doing a pull-up, all right, there's not a whole lot of sway. Again, this is 14 gauge steel in a 2x3 rack. All right, it's not made of 11 gauge steel. This is how they cut costs with thinner gauge steel. But again, not a lot of people can afford high-end equipment for something like this of a price of almost $1,500. So doing a breakdown now of the Raptor F22 for Major Fitness. So again, let's talk dimensions of what this Raptor F22 for Major Fitness has to offer. So taking a closer look at this, guys, if we take a closer look at it, we can see that this rack weighs 243 pounds and is also 2x3 14 gauge steel, and the width of it is 68.9 inches with a rack depth of 55.5 inches, and the inside width is 42.7 inches. The inside depth is 42.1 inches with an overall height of 82.5 inches. So talking dimensions, guys, obviously this does not take up as much square footage because it does not have the Smith machine. So you're working with, not as much space with this rack, and obviously it is a little bit cheaper with over $900. So you could save money and use that money towards other things like weight plates, bars. But again, it's preference with what you think is best for your gym. So talking some weight capacities. So the pull-up bar and the dip bar is the same with 600 pounds. The self spotters down here, spotter arms here, are 800 pounds. And then obviously you have your 2 cable systems here where it's a single system per side, a 2-to-1 ratio, which the Spirit and the Raptor both can hold up to 300 pounds on each of these systems. And then the J-hooks here hold up to 1,000 pounds with, again, the 14 gauge steel 2x3 rack. And then it's the same aspect down here with your 360 landmine down here. With the back side, you have your storage where you can store You know, it comes with clips as well for both racks. You got your lap bar, you got your curl bar, and you got your landmine attachment for your landmine down here. And something else to add to that's different, this foot pad down here is not adjustable compared to the Spirit B52, which, you know, is a nice added feature. So, you know, if your legs are longer, shorter, the adjustability of the Spirit is nice compared to having just the fixed spot where this is at with the foot plate down here with the Raptor F22. So talking cable adjustments for this, you have 17 different adjustments for whatever your height and needs are. And then on the front here, there are also 14 adjustments for your J-hooks, for whatever lift you want to hit. And then obviously you have your 1-inch holes that can be utilized for those different attachments that Major Fitness has to offer that I talked about with the Spirit B52 as well. So how stable is this? Now keep in mind, this is lighter than the Spirit B52. So it's, you know, like 150 pounds less. I'm not the greatest with math. So you could have a little bit more of a sway, but I mean, this thing's not moving. I also have, again, I have 50, almost like 100 pounds in the backside, which you can tell it's not moving. And if I were to hop up here, you know, and do more of a close grip dip, it's not moving. And if I were to come up and do a pull-up, it's not moving. Okay, obviously I'm just shaking a little bit. I would obviously recommend putting some weight on the weight horns to give it that extra stability, so that obviously you're not just using, you know, the 200 pounds this already weighs for, you know, doing your more heavy lifts. Put some weight on for extra stability. Okay, that's a lot of people do anyways, because it's just nice to know if you're really trying to max this thing out, you want to be as secure as possible. So wrapping and just kind of talking about which one makes the most sense. You can tell that they're very, very similar. Okay, the Raptor, the main, you know, difference is it doesn't take up a lot of space because it does not have a Smith machine. And you really have to think about, do you really need a Smith machine in your home gym? Because the Spirit B52 has the 330-pound Smith machine attached to it, which if you're someone that is lifting solo a lot, you're not really working out with friends, family, significant others, okay, you want to have the 10, you know, different sets of safety features it has for self-spotting system. I totally understand why you'd want to spend an extra $500 on getting that system. But if you're like, you know what, Luke, 330 pounds is not a lot of weight for me. Okay, this right here holds 1,000 pounds, 800 pounds. I can do my heavier lifts on the outside and then use the cable system and save some cash. I totally get it. But again, I think it all comes down to preference and what makes the most sense with how much room you have. Again, this does not take up as much space as the Spirit B52, but again, you have to think about what are your training needs, and then you have to go from there. So let me know in the comments which rack makes the most sense for you in your training style in your home gym. Appreciate you guys checking out this video. If you're using my affiliate link, again, shoot me a message via Instagram and I'll post your picture to show the support for my content. And I really have been satisfied with doing videos with Major Fitness, because I do think there is a lot of people out there, the consumers out there, that are really interested in these all-in-one systems. You know, so it makes sense why this video, you know, is important to figure out which one makes the most sense in your space. But yeah, can't wait to bring out more content for you guys soon on Luke's Garage Gym, baby. We'll see you guys soon. This is Luke for Luke's Garage Gym. See you guys later.